All right, hello everybody and welcome back. Today we're going to look at chapter 3, section 2.3. And we have a Louie here. Hi, Louie. You going to say hi? He says maybe later, Mom, when you're trying to talk and record. Then I'll say hi to the kids. So in today's lesson, we're going to learn about a people called the Phoenicians. The Phoenicians didn't last for very long, but they made some pretty important contributions to the growth of civilization. We're going to talk about how they were trading people. Then we're going to talk about how they were shipbuilders and sailors. Our main idea is that through their extensive trade network, the Phoenicians spread different cultures throughout the Mediterranean and beyond. So the narrow strip of coast along the eastern Mediterranean, which is present-day Lebanon, contained many natural resources and had a lot of good harbors. This combination was perfect for the development of industry and trade. So around 1000 BC, independent city-states emerged in the area. They shared cultural similarities, including language and a trading economy. The Greeks called these city-states Phoenicians, which means purple dye people. The Phoenicians processed local shellfish into a purple dye used two-color fabric. This dye was their most famous trade good. So something that you may know or that we may talk about more this year is that purple, it was a color that was really hard to dye. So it was something that was worn by many like royalty people who were wealthy and were able to afford it. So they also exported wood from their highly desired cedar trees to Egypt and Mesopotamia. From other lands, they imported different raw materials or substances from which other things are made. Phoenician artists crafted these materials into luxury goods for trade. Phoenicia's most important export was its culture. So to record transactions, the Phoenicians used their own 22-letter alphabet, which is adapted from Sumerian cuneiform. Each symbol from the Phoenician alphabet stood for a sound. If that sounds familiar, it should. This is something that was then eventually adopted by the ancient Greeks, and then the ancient Romans took it and modified it a bit, and that is what formed the basis of our modern Western alphabet. So this is kind of that first step of creating an alphabet where sounds have letters that correspond to it in order to help read and write better, a little easier. Louis is just like an acrobat right now. Okay. The Phoenicians were also really skilled shipbuilders and sailors. They built strong, wide ships. These ships were powered mainly by wind, and they had a large square sail to help them move faster and more accurately. So these ships are able to carry huge cargoes for thousands of miles. The Phoenicians became one of the first Mediterranean peoples to sail on the Atlantic Ocean. They sailed north to Britain, west to the Azores, which are 9 volcanic islands located in the mid-Atlantic, and possibly even around Africa. So despite their talents and enormous wealth, the Phoenicians were militarily weak and were eventually absorbed into the new Babylonian Empire. However, they performed a really valuable service by spreading different cultures from one area to another. Their accomplishments show the importance of trade in building civilizations. So our wrap up for this section is that although the Phoenicians were not militarily strong, they weren't a culture, or they weren't a civilization that made a long impact. They made a really big impact in the short time that they were around by proving the importance of trade and also creating their 22 letter alphabet. All right, guys, thanks for listening. Go ahead and check back in Canvas, see what your next job is. And Louie and I say bye. You say bye? Bye.